Hi, Ingram Jones here again. Question from Ideal Cricket Club. One of their players asked me the question, as a captain, what do I need to work on? Well, here's my thoughts. Being a captain doesn't mean that necessarily you're the best player at the club. A lot of people like to put it that way. Well, the best player at the club should be the captain. Well, it works both ways. Let's put it this way. Let's say, for example, the best player in your team is the number one opening batsman, and he's the captain, and he gets out first ball. It can work both ways psychologically with players and the team. Sometimes when the captain gets out first ball or gets out very cheaply, morale can be like that at the start when the captain's batting, and as soon as the team captain gets out, morale just sinks. Okay, so there's one way of looking at it. But if the captain goes on and scores a lot of runs, it's encouraging for the players. But for me, a captain doesn't have to be the best player in the side. And yes, it's great. It's got its pluses, but again, I've talked about its minuses as well. It's somebody that players can look up to. But the best player in the club, again, doesn't necessarily mean the best role model at the club. Doesn't mean setting the best example at the club. And the best player at the club can also become one of the most selfish players at the club because the best player says, well, it's all about me. If you have players like, it's all about me. Where do I get to bat? Where do I get to bowl? You know, and the show is all about them. So, you know, they're extremes, of course, and, you know, you do get some very good captains who are very good players. I'm not disputing that. But for this particular question that I've been asked by one of the players at Ideal Cricket Club based in India, Mumbai, or Mumbai, India, whichever way you want to call it, look at it. There's a few things you need to look at. For me, the captain is about leadership, setting an example. The captain's got to know his players. He's got to have a very good understanding of his players, knowing when to bring a bowler on, when to take a bowler off, knowing when to use his bowlers at the right time. For example, if you've got a spin bowler who is very good at attacking batsmen and is a very good on-top bowler, then when the batsman starts to get at him, it probably isn't the best time to have him bowling. Take him off and bring somebody on who can tighten up an end or keep that end quiet when a batsman starts to you know, try and take control of the game. I think also the captain needs to understand when his players are performing well and being able to bring the best out of them when they're not performing so well. Being able to, you know, they've been in the field for a long time and, you know, the team hasn't bowled particularly well, and just one of these days they may have bowled very well and the batsman scored a big total, scored 100 and morale is low, and the captain can just say something to his bowler to make something happen. Captain also knows about setting a batting lineup up. What is his best batting lineup? And is able to make decisions and listen to what his players have to say, but still at the same time be able to make a final decision and command respect. You know, I'm a big believer that a captain should be a player that the players have respect for. You're not going to please all the players all the time as a captain, but if you've got the vote of confidence where the players really want you as a captain, I think that helps. So we talked about player performances and being able to get the best out of a player as a captain. You also mentioned to me about the results not being very well, but you know, as long as you've got the support of the players behind you, okay, and you can take more time to get to know your players, and of course your field placements. There are captains out there that haven't got a clue about field placements. Like, for example, having your best fielders in your worst fielding positions. For example, your best fielders being third man and fine leg. Well, no, you don't want that. Normally third man and fine leg are one of the places where you hide your players that, you know, don't particularly feel very well. Or, you know, your third man and fine leg is also where you put your bowlers. You know, you give them rest. some of the time, if your bowler's not a very good fielder. And the other thing is, in the field, you know, can a captain, is he able to sense when a player's tiring, when it's time to pull him off? So I think I've gone on about the points, but leadership's key. Leadership's key. Can you inspire? Can you lead your troops to victory? You know, a captain also isn't everyone's best friend, because, you know, there's times where a captain has to make decisions that might not be popular within the team. That might mean taking off your mate, supposedly your mate, when he's not bowling very well, and say, look mate, you're not bowling very well, have a blow, bring him back later. So leadership, as I've said before, knowing, getting the best out of your players, having the support of your players, and you don't have to be the best player in the team. If you are, it's a bonus. So that's my thought on captaincy. I've probably missed a few things out, and if I have, I'll do another video on it. I hope this helps. Bye.